When I crossed over, the story was nearing its end. The great villain Hu Jingchen, utterly defeated and longing for death, stood on the Cross-River Bridge, ready to leap down. I stood not far away, munching on sunflower seeds, sizing him up, with a strong brow bone, deep-set features, and lips red as rouge against teeth white as jade. His appearance was exceptionally striking. His figure is also amazing, broad shoulders and a narrow waist, tall with long legs. The muscles under his shirt faintly visible, huff, huff, a real gem, an absolute treasure. I couldn't help but swallow my saliva and spoke up. Hey, you're so handsome, it'd be a shame for you to die. Before you go, could you sleep with me? Just think of it as doing a good deed and accumulating virtue. Please Tilda. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful stories every day. Now the story begins. After hearing my words, Hu Jingchen was greatly shocked. Frowning as he gave me a cold, disdainful glance. Get out. His voice was deep and magnetic, yet as cold as ice. Oh my, how utterly rude. Don't you want to experience the pleasure between a man and a woman before you die? The book says that although Hu Jingchen couldn't win the heroine's love, he remained chaste for her all along. Hu Jingchen looked up at the sky at a 45-degree angle, closed his eyes in pain, and said to me with extreme impatience and fierceness, "Shut up. If you keep spouting nonsense, don't blame me for making you regret it." Blushing, I lowered my head, twisting my fingers in front of my chest, and asked him with a mix of shyness and embarrassment, How do I do this? Where should I do it? Hu Jingchen helplessly rubbed his forehead and let out a deep sigh. It seemed he was truly at his wit's end. He took off the $1 million Patek Philippe black watch from his wrist and tossed it to me. Can you let me have some peace now? I breathed on my watch, gently wiped it with my sleeve, and chuckled softly. No, I want the watch, and I want the person too. I want both, I want it all. Hu Jingchen slumped down dejectedly, his long legs dangling precariously over the edge of the bridge. He stared blankly at the river, lost in thought. When it comes to persuading people, I really don't have much experience, so I can only repeat what I've seen on TV. Oh dear Tilda, there's no hurdle in life that can't be overcome. You're still so young, don't be so pessimistic, think of your family, think of your parents. Before I could finish my words, Hu Jingchen resolutely jumped down. With a splash, he fell into the sea. Oh no, I actually forgot that this guy's father doesn't care about him, his mother doesn't love him, and the female lead he loves but can't have has turned against him. Damn, what a pig brain I have. Hu Jingchen flailed in the water a couple of times, then sank and completely stopped moving. Luckily, I was prepared. I put on a life jacket, slipped 2 lifebuoys on my arms, and hung a safety buoy around my waist. No other reason, just fear of death. Before saving someone, I must first ensure my own safety. I can't overestimate my abilities, or I might not only fail to save the person but also end up getting myself into trouble. I leaped into the air and plunged into the river with a splash. Hu Jingchen struggled in the water for a few moments before surfacing. I turned him over, face up, and slowly dragged him toward the shore with the help of the water's buoyancy. This guy is tall and strong, built like an ox. It took me every ounce of strength to drag him ashore. Emergency first aid must be administered immediately, there's no time to lose. I pressed down firmly a few times on Hu Jingchen's well-defined 8-pack abs. Wow, the feel of it is just amazing. I couldn't resist sneaking in a couple more touches. Hu Jingchen spat out several mouthfuls of water, still motionless. There was no other way. I had to perform CPR. I pried open his mouth, took a deep breath, and pressed my lips to his. The sensation was soft, bouncy, and springy, leaving a lingering aftertaste. Wait, now is not the time to daydream or act like a creep. Oh dear, I'm so terrible. After giving Hu Jingchen a few rounds of CPR, he finally woke up with a few coughs. He scrambled up awkwardly, touched his lips, and looked at me with a resentful expression. You shameless woman. What exactly did you do to me? So damn noisy. I slapped the back of his head, and he passed out cold. I found 2 clear-headed college students nearby to help move Hu Jingchen into the car. One of the college students pointed at Hu Jingchen and said, "Sis, he seems a little dead, we should take him to the hospital." I patted him on the head. He's so handsome, of course we should take him to a hotel first, not the hospital. He looked at me with a pitiful expression. "You're so beautiful. But I never thought you'd be a bad person. I'm going to call the police on you." No wonder today's college students are so well-mannered and legally aware. He took out his phone and dialed 110. Scared pale, I hurriedly explained, "He's fine, we're a couple, we had a fight and broke up." And he couldn't take it and wanted to kill himself. They used their fingers to check under Gu Jingchen's nose. "He's still breathing, not dead." I breathed a sigh of relief. Of course. I went through all that trouble to save him. Why would I harm him? After hearing this, the two college students enthusiastically helped me carry Hu Jingchen into the car. I drove towards home, glancing at the handsome man in the rearview mirror, feeling overjoyed. The person I saved belongs to me from today onward, thanks to the gifts of nature. Back home, I called 2 security guards to help me carry the person into the room. Midway, Hu Jingchen woke up once, only to be knocked out again by a slap from me. I'm no delicate young lady. I've got plenty of strength and tricks up my sleeve. Since I had to go out to buy chains and handcuffs, I needed to make sure Hu Jingchen wouldn't wake up and escape while I was away. I found some rope and tied him up, wrapping him as tight as a zongzi. I've always loved reading stories about captivity and forced affection in novels, and now such an exciting thing has finally happened to me. Oh my God, I've made it big. Thinking about it, I got so fired up that I couldn't help but let out a villainous laugh again. Heh. It took a lot of effort to buy the handcuffs and chains back. As I was putting the chains and handcuffs on Hu Jingchen, that voice in my head spoke up. Is this really the right thing to do? My hands didn't stop moving as I answered her. Right now, this is the only foolish method we have, better than letting him run out and seek death, she said weakly. All right. Then she disappeared. Before transmigrating into this book, I was a poor, miserable little wretch. A father who died young, a paralyzed mother, a younger brother in school, and a broken me. When I was 15, my father drove drunk and caused a car accident with my mother in the car, killing someone. He didn't survive either. My mother was left paralyzed from the waist down. The gears of fate turned, and I was plunged into immense suffering. To compensate the other party, our family sold the house and was left with a mountain of debt. After graduating from high school, I had to drop out to work and earn money to support my family and pay off debts. I have done many jobs and endured many hardships, waking up every day with the sole purpose of making money. It can be said that in the first half of my life, since I became sensible, not a single day was lived for myself. Life has been full of struggles, but I still love my country, my people, and life itself, law-abiding and respectful to the elderly and kind to the young. I would even share half of the grilled sausage I was eating with a stray cat on the street. I was so busy that I had no time for romance. My only pastime during breaks was reading novels. Before I died, I had read a sweet romance novel where there was a villainess with the same name as me, Luo. She was a wealthy heiress, cherished by her parents and with an older brother who was a CEO, showered with endless affection since childhood. She was hopelessly in love with the male lead but couldn't win his affection, so she constantly opposed the female lead. In the finale, to get revenge on the female lead, she kidnapped her and took her to an old warehouse. She planned to set the warehouse on fire to kill the female lead, but by a twist of fate, the female lead was rescued by the male lead, while she herself ended up dying in the fire. When I got to this part, I couldn't help but leave a comment to vent my frustration. The female lead has both money and looks. Why does she have to fight over the male lead? Is the male lead some kind of precious treasure? If I were the female lead, I'd just eat, drink, and have fun all day. What kind of man couldn't I have? Sigh, it's a pity, same name, different fate. Suddenly, I thought of the antagonist Hu Jingchen's fate. He also ended up jumping into the river to his death, and I felt a bit emotional. It's such a pity for the villain too. The author gave him a tragic background, but because he's not the male lead, he didn't get a good ending. If I were the female supporting character, I would choose the villain. Who would have thought that the very next day, on my way to work, I got into a car accident. Before I died, all I could think was, I can't die yet, I haven't lived a good life, and I haven't even been in love once. My soul met the messenger of hell, who told me that my yin energy was too strong and my obsessions too deep, preventing me from returning to the mortal world or reincarnating. Within 81 days, I must find a man of pure and strong yang energy, and only after gathering enough of it can my fate be decided. If I fail to accumulate sufficient yang energy, I will fall into the animal realm, destined to be reborn as one of the domestic animals in my next life. With a wave of the Hell Messenger's hand, I was thrust into the body of a female supporting character. Just after I crossed over, a voice appeared in my mind. Welcome to my world, he Luo. I was utterly shocked and tried to ask, System, the voice in my head said with a hint of exasperation. No, can you please not read so many novels? I've already transmigrated into a book, and you're telling me this. Sorry, who are you? I am the original Luo. I was shocked once again, but this time with a hint of guilt. Sorry Tilda, I took over your body. You don't need to feel guilty. It wasn't you who took over my body, it was I who chose you. My mind is filled with 10,000 question marks. What do you mean? I became self-aware after seeing the bullet comments, realizing I was the villainess in a book. I clearly know the fate of every character in the book. I've tried many times to change the ending, but every time I deviate from the main plot, the author corrects it. Actually, I don't like the male lead, nor do I want to be the villainess. The person I like is Hu Jing-chen. In the timeline the author never wrote about. Hu Jing-chen saved me twice. Once, when I was being extorted by some delinquent girls from outside the school, he chased them away for me. Another time, there was a fire in the lab, and Hu Jing-chen rushed into the burning building with Jiu Yunfan, the male lead, to rescue people. Jiu Yunfan saved Jiang Xinyu, the female lead, while Hu Jing-chen incidentally saved me in the corner. Although he didn't remember me at all, I had always remembered him. Standing at the beginning of the story, I clearly saw the doomed ending for both Hu Jing-chen and me, yet I was powerless to change it, until that day, when I saw your comment in the bullet chat. I thought to myself, if only you were me, you would be that self-aware opportunity, not controlled by the plot, probably able to change the ending. It's magical, I thought, and at this moment, you've slipped into my body. I was dumbfounded. But what can I do? I don't understand anything. I can't do anything. The original Luo in my mind was pleading desperately. Hu Jing-chen is about to end his life right now. Please do something, anything at all. Just give the gears of fate a chance to turn. After hearing her out, I drove to the supermarket, bought a lot of things I needed, and then headed straight for the Cross River Bridge. I munched on sunflower seeds, sizing up Hu Jing-chen from head to toe. He was so devastatingly handsome it felt like an affront to gods and mortals alike. Exuding an overwhelming aura of raw masculinity, the key point was that he had remained chaste for the female lead and was still a virgin to this day. Wasn't this exactly the kind of pure, young energy-filled man I had been searching for? It came to me without any effort at all. I called out to him, "Hey, you're so handsome, it'd be a shame for you to die. Could you sleep with me before you go? Consider it a good deed to accumulate virtue and kindness, please Tilda." When Hu Jing-chen woke up, I was sitting in the chair opposite him, painting my toenails a bright red. He touched his aching head and looked around, voicing his doubt. Where am I? I didn't even lift my head. My home. And yours from now on. Hu Jing-chen raised his hand, and the handcuffs and chains clinked with a crisp, jangling sound. Are you crazy? Why did you lock me up? I gave him a helpless look. If I didn't lock you up, what if you ran away? Hu Jing-chen angrily pounded the bed. What you're doing is illegal. Seriously. A villain who breaks the law is saying this to a wicked female supporting character like me. Then call the police to arrest me. Oh, I forgot you don't have a phone right now. Just stay put. Will you Tilda? Hu Jing-chen was furious. What exactly do you want to do? I spoke bluntly. You, hearing my explicit words, Hu Jing-chen's face turned red with anger. How can a girl be so wild? I am who I am, a different kind of firework in the sky. Perhaps my words were too unconventional. Hu Jing-chen looked at me as if I were a fool, ultimately letting out a helpless rage. You lunatic, let me go right now. I lifted my chin triumphantly. Wishful thinking. I saved your life, and from today onward, alive. You are my He Luoluo's person. Dead. You are my He Luoluo's ghost, even turned to ashes. You'll serve as fertilizer for the flowers in my garden. Hu Jing-chen stared at me, his eyes suddenly swirling with an emotion I couldn't decipher. His voice suddenly softened a great deal, and he frowned, questioning me in a doubtful tone. What did you say? I felt helpless. I said you're dreaming. He looked at me expectantly. No, not that line. I said I saved your life. And what else? From today on, in life you are he Luoluo's person. In death you are he Luoluo's ghost. Even turned to ashes you must serve as fertilizer for the flowers in my garden. His eyes suddenly became extremely complex, filled with sorrow, joy, doubt, hope, and unease. After just a moment, he lowered his head, as if having lost all strength in his body, and sat there dejectedly, without a word. I might be able to understand how he feels right now. As the antagonist, Hu Jingchen had a tragic background since childhood. His parents divorced when he was very young, his father remarried, and so did his mother. No one wanted him. He was passed around like a football. In the end, he lived with his grandmother at his uncle's house. Spending the first half of his life almost entirely under someone else's roof, his grandmother was kind to him, but she favored his uncle's 2 children more. From a young age, he never received anyone's special affection. The female lead was his neighbor. They grew up together as childhood friends, but as adults, she fell in love with the male lead who came into her life unexpectedly. Hu Jingchen had never been firmly chosen by anyone in his life. My careless remark must have touched a sensitive and tender spot deep in his heart. Just then, his stomach let out an untimely gurgling sound. I smiled. Hungry? I'll go make you something to eat. His face flushed red. He lifted his head high, turned his face to the side, and stubbornly said, No. Even if I starve to death, I won't eat a single grain of your rice. I ignored him and went straight to the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, and found the ingredients I could use. I made scrambled eggs with tomatoes, stir-fried pork with green peppers, sweet and sour pork ribs, and a bowl of egg and seaweed soup. Fortunately, my cooking skills are quite good, and I managed to prepare 3 dishes and a soup that were visually appealing, aromatic, and delicious. I moved a small table next to the bed and set all the dishes on it. The steaming hot food emitted a rich, enticing aroma. Hu Jingchen was lying on the bed with his arms crossed, facing away from me. And I called out to him, Eat. He remained motionless and didn't respond to me. I wasn't annoyed either. I picked up the bowl and started eating with great relish, deliberately smacking my lips. I dare say, if my mom saw me like this, I'd be beaten to death. Oh my, this dish smells absolutely delicious. Even a starving ghost reincarnated would go hungry in the next life. In the book, Hu Jingchen, during his adolescence, was often hungry due to lack of money and being in a growth phase. Frequently skipping meals or eating irregularly, he had experienced the feeling of hunger, and it was far from pleasant. Suddenly, he bolted upright. He moved to the table, picked up the bowl, and began eating voraciously, taking big, hurried mouthfuls. What a perfect picture of a starving ghost. I don't know if it was because my cooking was too delicious, but Hu Jingchen's eyes were red and brimming with tears. He kept his head down, shoveling food into his mouth, and a tear dropped into his bowl. Slow down, no one's going to fight you for it. I'm going to take a shower. Make sure you finish all this and don't waste it. I got up and went to the bathroom, and by the time I came out, Hu Jingchen had cleared all the food from the table. Hu Jingchen looked a bit flustered when he saw me. Thank you for making the meal. I took the opportunity to make a very reasonable request. As a reward, would you sleep with me? Hu Jingchen's mood changed faster than flipping a book. His eyes surging with anger. Get out. Don't think that just because you cooked me a meal, you can humiliate me. Oh ho tilde quite the temper. I like it even more. Hihi. Forget it. Forget it. Haste makes waste. In the middle of the night, I quietly opened Hu Jingchen's door and tiptoed my way into his bed, planning to do something mischievous to him. Hey, what's wrong with this guy? His face is flushed, his whole body is burning hot, and he's drenched in sweat. Could it be that I've been soaking in the water for too long and caught a fever? Damn, does it have to be now, ruining my good time? But I really want to try Hu Jingchen at 40 degrees. Ho 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 ho. I reached out to undo the buttons on his clothes, never expecting that Hu Jingchen would grab my hand and start talking nonsense. Dad, don't hit me, don't hit me. I won't make Auntie angry again. Mom, don't go, please don't go. I'll be good, I'll be obedient. Please don't abandon me, okay? Grandma, Don't die, don't leave me behind. If you go, there will be no one left to be good to me. Wait for me to grow up, okay? I'll earn lots and lots of money, and I'll take good care of you. Yushin, look at me. I'm the one who loves you the most. Tilda, please have pity on me. Don't leave me, okay? Watching him talk nonsense while tears streamed down his face, in the end, my heart softened, and I stopped my reckless actions. I found some fever-reducing medicine in the home first aid kit and gave it to him. Watching him burn up like a hot iron, I brought warm water and a towel, wiping his body over and over again to bring down his fever with physical cooling. There's no helping it, I'm just too kind-hearted after all. As I wiped him down, I couldn't help but notice his broad chest muscles, tight abs, and well-defined V-line. I drooled with desire, able to look but not touch. What a sin. After working through most of the night, his temperature had dropped a bit, his breathing was even, and he was sleeping soundly, exhausted. I slumped by the bedside and fell into a deep sleep. The next day, I was awakened by the piercing rays of the sun. When I woke up, I realized I had been using Hu Jingchen's arm as a pillow, leaving it red and imprinted, with a trace of my drool still on it. I quickly straightened up and turned to find yesterday's towel, trying to destroy the evidence. But I suddenly noticed Hu Jingchen staring at me without blinking, which scared me into letting out a groundhog-like scream. Ah, Tilda, Hu Jingchen, you're awake. He moved his arm, probably numb from me using it as a pillow. I touched his forehead, it was still a bit warm. Are you feeling unwell anywhere? He dodged and shook his head. Thank you for taking care of me last night. I chuckled with a sly grin. As a thank you, can I try the 38-degree version of you? Hu Jingchen's face turned as dark as coal, his voice icy and deliberate. No, you may not. Never mind, I'll wait a little longer. In this world, Heluoluo's parents bought her a villa. She lives there alone and even hired a nanny to take care of her, to prevent anyone from finding out that I had imprisoned Hu Jingchen. I deliberately gave the nanny a vacation. The takeout isn't good, so I have to cook for myself every day. These days, I often chat with Hu Jingchen to build our relationship. Although most of the time I'm just talking to myself while he stays silent, I still enjoy it immensely. The thing I say to him the most is, "Can you sleep with me now?" Every time the reply was the same. No, wishful thinking. Get out of here. Forget it. Forget it. I'll ask again tomorrow. Finally, one day, Hu Jingchen said to me, "Can you untie my chains? It's very uncomfortable for me to be locked up like this." Looking at his chafed ankles and wrists, I felt a bit soft-hearted, but I still refused him cruelly. No, what if you run away? I have nowhere to go. Where could I run to? What if I let you go and you seek death? Hu Jingchen lowered his head, his voice deep and somber. I don't want to die for now. I pondered for a moment. No, what if you hit me? Tilda, I'm such a cautious and clever one. Hu Jingchen looked into my eyes seriously. Although I'm not a good person, I never hit women. You, aside from being a bit lustful, have never hurt me and have saved me multiple times. I won't hit you. He's quite reasonable. All right, I'll let him go. I untied his chains and asked him with great interest. I've already let you go. Can you sleep with me now? Hu Jingchen rolled his eyes at me. Please leave, I need to rest. I grinned and moved closer to him. Come on, come with me. He grabbed me by the collar and tossed me out the door like a chick. Sigh, a man's heart is as deep as the ocean. I'll have to think of another way. The man I've set my sights on, I must have him. If I can't have you, I'll snatch you. If I can't snatch you, I'll steal you. If I can't steal you, I'll drug you. Where there's a will, there's a way. After being thrown out of Hu Jingchen's room 81 times while sneaking in wearing my skimpy little nightgown, I added a tiny bit of something extra to the water he was drinking. After drinking it, Hu Jingchen felt feverish all over, restless and uneasy, staring at me with an expression of utter disbelief. What did you give me to eat, Heluoluo? I grinned with a lecherous expression. A drug that will set your true nature free. Come on Tilda, don't hold back. Let me be your antidote. Hu Jingchen glared at me fiercely. Helolo, you're really despicable, shameless and unscrupulous. Every man for himself, and the devil takes the hindmost. You're absolutely right. Enough talk, let's get some sleep Tilda. Hu Jingchen quickly got up and rushed into the bathroom. Don't even think about it. I won't let you have your way. I tried the doorknob. Come on Tilda, let's shower together. Damn it, the door won't open no matter what, it's locked from the inside. And the sound of running water is coming from the bathroom. I was so anxious that I shouted inside, Hu Jingchen, come out quickly, if you've been drugged, you should do what the drugs effects call for. Don't hold back, it'll harm your body. Hu Jingchen's furious voice pierced through the door and into my ears. Get away from me, you wicked woman, I won't let you have me. Alas, what a cold and heartless man. As time passed day by day, I completely lost my patience. When one plan failed, I came up with another. If I can't move him emotionally, I'll move him physically. If I can't persuade him, I'll seduce him. Hu Jingchen started eating and drinking cautiously, so I lit incense in his room. After he fell sound asleep, he was tied up. TSK, this perfect face, this alluring figure, this battle-worn appearance, this shattered atmosphere, it made me feel all hot and bothered, unleashing my wild instincts. At this moment, I was wearing a little leather jacket, wielding a small whip, and slowly approaching Hu Jingchen, who had already woken up. Hu Jingchen looked at me with a mix of terror and utter despair. He Luo, are you insane? What on earth do you want to do? I grinned with a lecherous expression. Other than you, there's nothing I want to do. He. Hu Jingchen glared in anger. Forced fruits are not sweet. I lifted his chin. Though forced fruits are not sweet, they quench thirst. Bitter fruits are still fruits, just give in to me. Hu Jingchen avoided my hand, tilting his head with a serious expression. You may have my body, but you'll never have my heart. My little whip snapped against his chest with a sharp crack. I only need your body. What would I want with something as useless as your heart? With that, she pounced on Hu Jingchen, kissing him wildly and reaching to undo his buttons. Hu Jingchen's face flushed crimson, his breathing ragged, his chest heaving violently. Unable to break free, he could only resign himself to his fate. Letting me have my way with him. He Luo, you scoundrel. I don't care. I just stare at his sexy pectoral muscles, abs, and Adonis belt, panting with desire. A strong woman like me deserves to enjoy something this good. Just as I was about to succeed, Haluor in my head let out a sharp, piercing scream. Helulu, how could you do this? Forced love, what matters is love, not the force. How is what you're doing any different from a rapist? Well. I felt utterly ashamed after being called out by this vicious supporting female character. The hand that was pulling off Hu Jingchen's trousers paused, then reluctantly pulled his pants back up. Hu Jingchen looked at me in disbelief. Why did you stop? I smiled awkwardly. Sorry I was too impulsive. I just remembered I haven't brought in the laundry upstairs. I'll go get it. I got up and was about to leave when Hu Jingchen spoke. No, I nodded guiltily. Alright, if you say no. Then it's a no. I respect your thoughts and won't force you. He stared at me, a faint blush spreading across his face, ears, and the fair skin that was visible. Don't go. Hearing him say that, I froze in place. What did you say? Hu Jingchen sat up, leaned in close to me, and quickly planted a kiss on my cheek. I said don't go, keep going. Oh my God. My jaw dropped so wide it could fit 10 eggs. Turning from active to passive, I suddenly felt at a loss and started to chicken out. Well. Let's talk about it next time. Hu Jingchen curled the corner of his mouth and let out a cold laugh. Coward. Yes, I'm a coward, I admit it. Suddenly, the rope on Hu Jingchen's hand slipped off as he shook it loose, and he rubbed the reddened area. Whoa so he could actually undo it. Damn, that's just too cunning. He slowly moved closer to me, with an aggressive gaze, exuding a dangerous aura all over. Hu Jingchen grabbed my wrist and gave it a gentle pull, causing me to fall into his scorching chest, with one of his arms wrapping around my waist. Giving up halfway isn't good, keep going. Until I want to stop. Luo in my mind let out a heavy sigh and disappeared. Hu Jingchen is really a beast. My small frame was completely devoured and tormented by him. In the end, I was so exhausted that I had no strength left, and I fell into a deep sleep, lying limply on top of him. I woke up in Hu Jingchen's embrace, and when I looked up, I saw his handsome face, filled with satisfaction and tranquility. I raised my hand to check the yang energy value on my wristband. It had already gained 1/10 of the yang energy. I wrapped my arms around Hu Jingchen's waist and hugged him. Keep going. Once the yang energy is full, I can go back and complete my mission. Hu Jingchen, half asleep, kissed my hair. He luo. I like you. I felt no joy in my heart. Instead, I was greatly startled and vaguely uneasy. But then it occurred to me that once I leave, the original He luo can regain control of this body. Her being with Hu Jingchen can be considered a happy ending. I held him and gave him a kiss. Hu Jingchen, I like you too. After saying that, I wrapped myself around him. A smug and doting smile appeared on Hu Jingchen's face as he leaned in and pressed down on me. After a long while of tussling, my yang energy had already reached 2/10. Yes, this is absolutely amazing. After I transmigrated, I kept Hu Jingchen cooped up indoors all day. Living a life of shameless indulgence, I avoided all the plot lines that involved the male and female leads, until the TV broadcast the grand wedding of the crown prince of the capital's elite circle, Gu Yunfan, and the strong female lead who rose from the slums, Jiang Xinyu. The story has reached its grand finale. My yang energy has almost been accumulated, but it becomes harder to collect the closer it gets to the end, so it will probably take a little more time. Hu Jingchen has repeatedly expressed his desire to go out and make a name for himself, to stage a comeback. I had been hesitant to let him go before, fearing he might be controlled by the plot, but now I agree to let him leave. He was so happy that he hugged me and spun me around, then gave me a firm kiss. He luo, don't worry, I will win the world for you. I asked him, do you need the help of our He family? He shook his head firmly. I really want to, but my pride won't allow it. Heluoluo, I love you. It's a love that comes from the heart, touching the depths of the soul. It's a feeling I've never had before. I always thought I loved Xinyu deeply, but my love for her seemed to come from habit. From a kind of predetermined setup, it seems I should love her, without cause, without reason, without condition, an empty, hollow love. At this moment, I resist this feeling intensely. Hu Jingchen spoke with firmness and tenderness, and I felt as if his consciousness was gradually awakening too. I looked at him with relief as he continued to speak. Heluoluo, I won't accept the He family's help. It would make me feel inferior. I want to be able to love you from a position of equality. Don't worry. I started from nothing before and still managed to thrive. Just give me some time, and I'll marry you with great honor and style. Perhaps it was the intensity in his gaze that made my heart feel heavy, and before I knew it, my eyes were already brimming with tears. Oh, by the way, you gave me a watch earlier. It could probably sell for over 2 million. You should use it as your startup fund. After saying that, I turned around, found the Patek Philippe black wristwatch in the drawer, and handed it to him. Hu Jingchen wore a doting smile.
Chen murmured softly, but my tears just wouldn't stop falling. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, it was the 78th day, with my yang energy value just a tiny bit short. I insisted that Hu Jingchen accompany me on a trip, and he agreed, even taking a special leave for it. I took him out to have a great time, but at night, I wouldn't let him touch me. For 81 nights, I desperately sought him out until I was completely exhausted. I held Hu Jingchen and said one sentence, Hu Jingchen, I love you. The yang energy value is full, and the original Heluoluo has returned. My soul instantly appeared before the Hell Messenger, who smiled and said to me, congratulations. You have successfully completed the mission. Extra chapter. The Hell Messenger said that my lifespan was not yet exhausted, and with a wave of the hand, my soul returned to my body lying in the hospital. I opened my eyes and saw the weary, worried faces of my mother and younger brother. When they saw me wake up, they cried tears of joy. It all felt like a dream, fantastical and unreal, except there was now a black Patek Philippe watch on my wrist. After my body recovered and I was discharged from the hospital, I thought it over carefully and ultimately decided to sell that watch. It is enough to solve all the difficulties in my life. I read that novel over and over again, but after the grand finale, there were no more scenes about the villain and the supporting female character. An unstoppable sense of loss and sorrow filled my heart. Life goes on, all debts have been repaid, and my savings are more than sufficient. I switched to a more relaxed job and used my spare time to pursue a self-study undergraduate degree. Life has been busy and fulfilling. Recently, my mom has been pressuring me to go on a blind date. The other person is a teacher, with a delicate appearance and a refined, polite demeanor. I've decided to give dating him a try. That day, we went to watch a movie together, and after the movie ended, he walked me home. He carefully, tentatively held my hand, and I didn't refuse. When he walked me to the building entrance, he nervously asked me, "Luo Luo, can I give you a kiss?" I nodded, indicating my silent consent. Just as he was about to kiss me, a cold voice suddenly rang out, "He Luo Luo, how dare you let another man kiss you? Do you think I'm dead?" I turned around in terror and saw Hu Jingchen's tall and imposing figure. Subconsciously, I pushed the blind date away. "Who is he?" the blind date asked me, and I hadn't had time to answer yet. Hu Jingchen, with his long legs, strode over and hoisted me onto his shoulder. "I'm her man. Don't come looking for her again." After saying that, he carried me into the building. I said to my blind date with embarrassment, "Sorry, I'll explain it to you another day." Hu Jingchen pinned me against the wall in the elevator and tried to kiss me without any explanation. I pressed hard against his chest. "Hu Jingchen, how did you get here?" He curled his lips into a wild, unrestrained smile. "If you can get in. Why can't I get out?" "Luo Luo, have you missed me?" I nodded frantically. "Yes, I've missed you so much it's driving me crazy." A playful smile spread across Hu Jingchen's face. "Show me." That night, we were utterly wild, moving from the bedroom to the sofa, from the kitchen to the balcony. Hu Jingchen kissed my sweat-drenched forehead and placed that black wristwatch back on my hand. "He Luo Luo, it can only be yours. I feel a bit embarrassed. Would you blame me if I sold it? It was originally yours, so you have the right to use it however you want. If you sold it, then it's sold. I can always buy it back. Just like with me, you can choose to love me or not, but I will always choose to love you." The author of that book suddenly updated an extra chapter one day, giving the female supporting character, He Luo Luo, a perfect ending. At the end of the story, she suddenly came to her senses, let go of the male lead, and went abroad to study. She started dating a handsome foreign boyfriend. In the story, she said one sentence, "A man is just a man, not something all that precious. I'm not short of men. Heluo Luo, may you be happy, walk forward bravely, and live each day as if it were your last. Make this life worthwhile." The end.